What's up? Tim Sykes here. Sorry I haven't been doing that many video lessons. Haven't really had great Wi-Fi, and the time zone here in Bali is very messed up. Been opening schools with my charity. We now have 57 schools open, on our way to the goal of 1,000 plus. But I'm also trading, and some people say, Tim, just stay in one place. You'll be a better trader. Actually, statistically, and as this latest trade shows, I'm a better trader when I travel, because I don't force trades. Like, I have so much going on with these trips, whether it's charity trips or, I've been doing some food tours because I just like to eat. And sometimes I just, hang out with friends or family or students. I don't want to trade as much when I'm in a beautiful place with, good people all around me. I want to take advantage of this. So having the kind of retired trader vacation mindset actually helps me. I'm weird, okay? But at least this allows me to be more picky. And I find that one of the biggest problems that students and especially newbies have is they're just trading everything. They're just like, okay, I got to trade everything. I got to see what I'm good at. And if there's one thing that I've learned over the years, is that I need to be extra patient. There's always going to be another great trade. There's always going to be another great setup sometime. The question is, will I be prepared for it? Will I capitalize on it? Or will I be busy with some crappy trade? Will I be frustrated because I've been taking a lot of crappy trades? And that's the problem with most people. As I often say, if there was a perfect trade tomorrow, 90% probably of my students, maybe even 95%, would be unprepared. And that's probably why 90 to 95% of traders lose money. They're not prepared for the best trades. And this one wasn't like a perfect trade. It was just a good trade. And it was a good setup. And I had, confidence in it. So let me just go over some recent trades, because some trades are not perfect. Let me first start with these two UNR trades. UNR was spiking the other day on merger rumors. If you use the social media search tool on Stocks to Trade, you can see, well, I guess this was a few days ago, but you can still go back to all the tweets on Twitter from October 21st in the morning and at night on the 20th on UNRG. And there was a rumor that they were merging with a company, and, the stock was spiking, and it was a former supernova. This is UNRG, by the way. Not doing much. Former runner, though, twice. And it's been down a lot the past few days. So I thought, hey, maybe it's ready for another one of these kind of first green day moves, which would lead to another spike. We got the volume spike. We got the rumors. But it just did not really go that much on October 21st. And there just wasn't much spike, and it did not break the high of the day convincingly, so I got out with a small profit. The next day, I actually bought the stock because the news came out. The rumors were true, which doesn't always happen, but sometimes it does. And they did merge with the rumored company the very next day. And I was like, wow, that was cool. And so I bought right near the open, and that was my mistake. I think I got a little too excited about the news because I had played it the previous day, and I have a lot of critics and haters being like, "Oh, you're just pumping it. There's no news," and I'm like, "Look at Twitter. There's rumors." So I think I was probably a little too happy that the news was true, and I was like, I saw it going up pre-market. I saw it spiking right at the open, and I didn't want to miss it. It's one thing to be right about the news, but I wanted to profit from it. But as it turned out, that was actually the wrong instinct. In this case, the right thing was buy the rumor and sell the news. And the one thing I did good on this trade was that I cut losses very quickly. I didn't let my ego take over and be like, but there's good news, as a lot of newbies tend to do. When there's good news, they're like, I don't understand why the stock is dropping. I don't care. Whatever the reason is, maybe because it was already priced in from the previous day. Maybe the news was leaked. Maybe the news wasn't as good as everyone expected. Maybe the quote from the management wasn't as good enough. I don't know. All I know is that it wasn't spiking. So for me, when it's not spiking the way I think, and especially was actually dropping very quickly, I actually cut losses pretty well on this one. I bought it right into like a brick wall of sellers. And I minimize my losses. So good lesson, buying on rumor, former runners can work for a screen day. And then, when the news comes out, that might actually be a good time to sell, not buy. So those are the lessons there. Then these latest two trades, BCCI was spiking yesterday on really positive news with Ben and Jerry's and Unilever. This was the spike. I was buying it in the threes, and I didn't know how high it could go. But let me see if I can actually scroll in, because it just looks like it spiked really quickly and then dropped all day. But you got to kind of slow down time. And I bought it on this breakout right here. You see, it had already spiked from 1.8 to 3.6 and it had come down. And I was buying it on the breakout right here, around 0.036, because I was like, whoa, another leg up. These low price stocks have really been surging. I don't know how high it can go. It got to 0.04-ish, and then I got a little freaked out because I was just like, wow, it's already up 150%. Let me just play it safe. It actually did get to my goal of the mid fours. So this was a nice follow-up breakout, even though by the end of the day it had failed, and now today it's down 20%. But this was a good buy on the breakout of the high of the day, and I just played it a little safely just because I'm not really comfortable with stocks up 150, 200% on the day. So I don't mind selling a little too soon. But the cool thing with this lesson is that because I cut losses so quickly on UNRG, I was still green on the day. And that's the beauty of cutting losses quickly. Even when you make a mistake, if you accept that right away, you just wait for another good trade. And in this case, I mean, the next trade was like 20 minutes later. And it usually can wipe out the small losses pretty quickly. But today's trade was fantastic on this one. This was my best trade of the week so far, for sure. And it's because I am traveling. And so this is COWPP. I've been playing it quite a bit ever since it went supernova. It's one of the kind of like DCGD, CLSI sympathy plays with the whole Justin Costello situation. I don't care about any of that. All I care about is that it broke out. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days it tried to break above 30. And remember, I was buying this on one of these dips, or maybe it was here. I was buying it like at 13, 14 cents, and I was buying it on one of these dips here at like 19 cents. Anyways, I was buying it and I profited, I think 2 or 3 times, but it could not break 30. And then yesterday, this is such a strange breakout. This is how fast the stock moves. Literally, it goes from like 28 to 36 in, the last 20 minutes. 28 to 36. So that's a strong breakout. But I wasn't sure if this was real or not. And, today it kind of had some dipping back down to 34, but, it was hanging around 37, 38. And then again, I bought the high of the day breakout. This is a very simple rule, but it's one that you can learn from. If a stock is breaking out on a multi-day basis, if it's having like a first green day with news, I like buying high of the day breakouts. And this stock, like I said, it moves fast. I mean, this spiked from 28 to 36 in 20 minutes. So here you have not only an intraday breakout, but you have an intraday breakout and a multi-week breakout. So 2 breakout levels here, right around 40. And, it was very, very quick. Very much in how this stock does it from 36 to 40. So I know some people I saw in the chat room, they missed it. They were like, they wanted to get it at 38, 37, 36. For me, an intraday breakout plus a multi-week breakout on a supernova, I mean, this is a pretty easy trade for me to take. That said, it's not like a big money trade. It's not a guaranteed thing. I'm buying it heading into midday. I'm trading nearly at midnight here in Bali, so I'm not like the most wide awake, if you can hear it in my voice. And also I should mention, I'm, here in Bali opening schools, but also meeting with a few new charities. So I also just finished a meeting. I have literally meetings at all hours of the day because I'm just insane with my ambition and what I want to do, building schools and helping animals. So met with this charity, Bawa Bali. They help save dogs and a lot of other animals here in Bali. And I had faith in this breakout. And frankly, I like having more patience on good plays. If it had broken below 40, I literally just would have gotten out. Um, I would have lost like a penny or two. But I figured that it could go higher. And if you read my alert, I said goal is to make 10 to 20%, and I'll cut losses quickly if it can't hold the 40. So I was kind of watching it, but then I kind of like got distracted by a good conversation. And then I came back, it went all the way up to like 47, 47 and a half. Right now it's hanging around 46, 45. I sold it at 46-ish. Um, I'm pretty happy with this trade where I'm trading on very weak Wi-Fi in a crazy time zone. But I recognize this former supernova. I recognize, the pattern. I took a small dollar amount just in case I'm wrong. It wasn't like a crazy dollar amount. The volume is a little less than I like. I mean, it's a million shares, but it's only a 45-cent stock, so it's really only trade like $500,000 today. But the market's only been open for an hour and a half, so it'll probably trade like 2-3 million. So not an ideal trade, but a good enough multi-day, multi-week breakout and an intraday breakout after like some nice consolidation and dipping this morning. So I'm pretty happy with the trade. And between all of these, again, I get some funny comments where they're like, "You're a multimillionaire and you're talking about a few $100s here or there." You got to remember, I'm trading with the small positions. I'm trading with an account size very similar to many of my students, and I think you can really learn a lot from the process with these kinds of trades. Where UNRG, I still didn't have a giant loss, even though I was dead wrong buying it on the news. Still green. And, between these two trades, I'm slightly red, but add in this, I'm slightly green. And now with this latest trade, I'm really green on these few trades. So good lessons, good process, decent trades, good opportunities. I'm really better at higher price stocks. I should mention that in case you're new to learning from me. I'm really not good at trying to make 5-10 cents a share on these kinds of plays. So I prefer $2, $3, $4 stocks, but it's these low price, under 50 cents, under 40 cents type stocks that are really spiking. So I go with whatever's spiking. I go with what's hot. And I try to do the best that I can. And I think that there's valuable lessons in this. And I think especially if you're trading, with a small account, like trading these low price little OTCs can really help. I saw one comment when BCCI was up nearly 200% yesterday, and they were comparing it. They were like, why is this not getting halted? And like OTCs don't get volatility halts very often. I can't remember the last time it happened. And NASDAQ plays that are up 150, 200% on the day get halted many times. And they really screw up the way that I can try to track trades and where the buy orders and the sell orders are. And it's just much tougher when you have the volatility halts. So I prefer OTCs, but leave a comment below. I'm curious what you think. There's no one right answer. Do you prefer NASDAQs or OTCs? I think all of these are OTCs. They're all like very low price, crappy companies. I don't want you to think that these are good companies. But for me, the price action is pretty solid. And, I think you can make some good profits, especially with a small account on these. COWPP is the second biggest winner today on my list of stocks that I'm watching. CETX is up 50%, but this is so choppy, and for all its spiking, it's basically gone from 190, to 220. So if you timed it right, yeah, there's a little upside, but it's so choppy with so many fake outs. I just prefer trading easier OTCs, but that's just me. Some people like this choppiness. Which do you prefer? Do you like NASDAQs or OTCs? And also leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this video lesson. I think it's very important, not just for me, but for everybody to review their trades in depth. Good, bad, big, small. See what you did right on the trade, see what you did wrong, and try to do better on future trades. This is a game of optimizing. I never would have thought that I would be a better trader while I travel, but the data says it, and logic makes me think that it's accurate. So I'm going to get some sleep, but I'll post this whenever I wake up or something. See ya. Good night.
Hey, Tim Sykes, millionaire mentor and trader. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope that they help you. I want to share everything that I've learned over the years. You can check out more videos right over there, and also click subscribe so that you can watch all of these videos, get that knowledge, and become my next millionaire student.